Buongiorno and welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania if you're new here. So today we have a very exciting video. I did not expect this to get here as fast as it did by any means, but we have the new Natasha Denona mini retro palette. So we are going to test it out, see what we think. There's some repeat shades. We'll still do swatches and all that good stuff, and I'll let you know the tea. So if you're interested in seeing a review of the new Natasha Denona mini retro palette, let's go ahead and jump in. Please don't forget to subscribe down below. I would really appreciate it. Hit that like button. You know, as long as you engage, I'm very happy. And let's go ahead and hop into this video. All right, let's see what she looks like. I kind of like that it comes with like little cardboard packaging now around it, like inside the package as well. And then, so this is what the box looks like. Her boxes aren't ones like, I'm very picky about which boxes I keep. I definitely keep like all my Pat McGrath packaging, and then, you know, the rest I usually throw away. So, oh, this looks really pretty though. So this is what it looks like. Very pretty. The back is like a really pretty like rose gold. So I really like the presentation. Like, I like that she changes up the way that things are done. So here's like the other one. You can tell like it's the mini gold. It's green, and then this one has pink around it. No, this has gold. Yes. All right, so we're gonna play with it first, and then we will do swatches and all that good stuff. We're gonna start with Vintage Taupe right here, the lightest matte, and then we'll definitely use the green since that's like the newer shade. So as always, the mini palettes are $25 for the 5 shades, and then you don't get a mirror, so you gotta use something else. I wish it came with a mirror because they're like the perfect travel palettes other than that part. So, I parted my hair on this side, so I feel like I have to do it on this side, even though I'm like, this is my good eye. But we're just gonna kind of blend this up, and then we'll deepen it with that green. Not gonna lie, the color that made me buy it is the Pixie. The light pink color was the one that I was like, I need that. The other ones, the one is from the 28 pan, and I'm not gonna lie, like my 28 pan, and then the other one is from the Star. I don't feel like a lot of people have the older Natasha Denona palettes. I feel like that was before she got like super popular. I mean, you might, I don't know. I got my big ones for 30% off, but I definitely don't use it as much as I should. And to be honest, like both of like my Star, and I think I depotted some of my Star, they're old. Like they are definitely expired. So that's my only, like, I'm trying to give it a pass, and because I love the pink. If it wasn't for the pink, I don't think I would have got this. I feel like, you know, if you're gonna release a new palette, you should at least have 3 new shades. You know, like at least make it so that the majority are new, and then have a few older ones. I would have been happier with that. I mean, I would have been happy if all 5 were new, but so that's kind of how I feel about this. I like this color though. This is from the Tropic palette, this shade, y'all. And I do like the tones in there. That's probably like my least used Natasha Denona palette. And then let's go ahead and we'll pick up the green shade, which is 60s. Did people wear green in the 60s? Was that a thing? What do I know? I wasn't there. We're gonna kind of pack that on the outer corner, and then we're gonna take it back through the crease. I did not end up getting the highlighting palette just because I just felt like I have a lot. I just bought her, you know, this one, and I love the shade Alba, but I just felt like I had so many in my collection, and it's one that I wanted to swatch in store. Like if I was gonna get it, I needed to swatch like in store, just to make sure it wasn't too similar. I also don't like to wear her, like even though they always say blush and glow, I only use them as highlights. I don't like the texture they bring out in my cheeks. So that was the other reason. I was like, I need to make sure I can wear it that way because I knew I wouldn't wear it as a blush. Not to say I didn't want it. Let's just be honest. We're just in that time right now where things are unsure in terms of work. And so I was like, you get 1 new item at a time. You cannot buy everything. So I think I would maybe pick it up on a sale, but I just couldn't afford to pay for both right now, unfortunately. All right, we're gonna try it on a different brush. It's fine. It's not, I mean, you guys have always heard me say this. I mean, greens aren't my favorite. So it's not my favorite shade, but it's still a really pretty shade. Like if you're into greens, I think it's really pretty. I definitely should have put some powder down. I had plans of doing that and it just didn't happen. But there is a tiny bit of fallout. Not much, but just a little. I'm gonna dip back into that taupe shade and just deepen it up a little bit more. The green, it's not the most buildable. So like the color you see in the pan is really what you get. So just know that ahead of time. I do feel like sometimes like her advertising, the shades look a little deeper than what they are when they apply, but it comes off like the color it is in the pan. It's just not like deepening up if I layer it. All right, we're gonna use a little bit of the industrial shade, which it actually is a really pretty shade. Like the color is really nice. We're kind of gonna use it over here. So I'm just taking it a little bit, not even halfway. And then we're gonna take the Pixie shade, which is the pink, because that's what I want to use. All right, so that's going on very nicely. I absolutely love these types of shades. Very wearable, very everyday. I'm trying to get away from saying wearable because like what if, you know, what's wearable to me may not be wearable, you know, all that vice versa, all that stuff. But it is really pretty. So I feel like the only thing I can ask you guys now, it's like, I'm like, or anyone, I'm just like, ooh, so what are you guys watching? We just watched Letter to the King. That was very good. And of course we watched the Tiger documentary because I feel like, you know, you have to. I like think of that and I'm just like, America, you know? My sister's like, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves for watching that. And I'm like, you can't judge anyone right now, okay? It is mindless entertainment is what I need. So if you have more suggestions, because believe me, I look at your guys' suggestions, please let me know because we are out. My sister tried to do the whole, have you watched Handmaid's Tale? No. And then I was like, you know, I do feel like reading a book. I haven't read a book in forever. And we try to all read books at the same time. All right, I'm gonna get this shade wet because I just wanna see if it intensifies. Usually I don't do that with her shadows, but I feel like I want a little bit more of a pop. So let's just try it out and see if it does anything. Not really, which I'm not, like, again, I'm not mad about, especially if I just had this shade on the lid, I think I'd be really happy, but it's not the most like vibrant pink, which is fine. Like I said, it's every day. And then we're gonna dip into the Galaxia shade. I do remember the Star palette being the one, like, definitely a lot more fallout with the Star palette, I think, than any other palette. But I also think that back then, like, her formula was definitely different. So this is very pretty. So this is the, I think it's Galaxia? Yeah, the Galaxia shade. So it makes a perfect inner corner highlight. Ooh, I gotta make a wish, I have an eyelash. All right, I'm just gonna put Earthquake in my waterline. By the way, Susanna is what I have on my lips right now from her I Need a Nude collection. And I do really, really like the lipsticks a lot. So we're gonna kind of just repeat exactly what we did and just put that green 60s just to smudge out that liner. I'm not gonna do it too much. I still want this to be like a daytime look. I gotta go back to work, so. And then we're gonna smoke it out with the taupe shade. What was your guys's, like, what is your favorite Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette? I do love these for travel, like, not even just for travel.
I always say travel. I don't travel nowhere.
So, but these are great for, like, my bathroom. Like, that's where I generally get ready for every day. And they don't take up space. And I like the price point. I'd never buy, like, the 5-pan shadows. I either go for, like, the big guys or these ones. I never go in between, even though I've always still wanted, like, I think it's like the camel palette, or maybe it had camel shades in there. It was something tan. But I've always want that one. But I'm always just like, no, that's too much for 5 shades. So I really like that she's still continuing with this theme. All right, we're gonna pick up this shade again. This is the Galaxia shade. I kind of want to show you guys how it, like, it's almost like it's a very soft formula. So make sure, you know, if you drop this palette, yeah, because it does move around in there. And I'm just popping that right, like, midway down to the eye, just to give it a little bit more brightness in there. All right, I'm gonna do this eye, put on some mascara, and then we will do some swatches. Okay, so before I do that, I did want to show you guys, like, I very roughly just kind of packed that one shade all over the lid. And that's what I'm talking about. I put the taupe shade and then I put this one down, and I really like, for just, you know, quick, easy, something to just throw on, I really like the way that this turned out very much. So I just kind of want to show you guys, like, you don't have a ton of options, but you do have some. I wish that the green was a little deeper, or there was something in there to like deepen out that outer corner, but just because, but I think that's a personal preference thing, you know? I think that's just because I'm not used to using a lot of green. Okay, so the mascara and eyeliner definitely made a big difference. Like, I really like the look now that it's all like came together. But I will say, so let's go ahead and we'll talk about swatches and stuff first. This shade, it's fairly, I like these type of like more chunky formulas. Not that it's super chunky, but like, let's just see though. I think if you were like in a pinch and like say you only had this palette, you could probably layer that if you're near my skin tone as a nice highlight. Like, I already had a little bit of this one on. But let's go ahead, like, this is what the palette looks like. So swatch, like that first shade from the Star palette, it's so pretty. And then this is the new shade, and then this one is the new shade. So you got Pixie and the 60s shade. So looking at my little mini gold, so I just wanted to swatch the greens next to each other. So that is the mini gold green next to the industrial. The industrial is definitely a very different shade. Like, this is more of a mossy green. And then this is like a brown green type shade. So definitely different. And then from my, what is this? This is the Glam, my mini Glam palette. I just wanted to see if this shade was similar to that first one as well. So you do have a difference between those. This one is from the new one. This one is from the mini Glam. So not really a lot of, you know, I say not a lot of dupes, but at the same time, that's because they're from, you know, 3 of the shades are from old palettes. But the new shades, I just wanted to see, like, you know, the differences between the 3. Obviously, I collect these little things. So I think overall, I don't know, I'm like torn because I love the pink shade. I do really like it. And the way that I showed you guys like the second time, like, is probably how I'll use this palette more, just because personal preference wise. But I do like it. I just don't think I'd use like the center. I'm not a huge like person where in terms of like using these two. I definitely think that, you know, it's not the most unique, but then again, neither is this one, the mini Glam, and I use the mini Glam all the time. So it's kind of up to you in terms of like what you're looking for. But I would say like this one, it falls, it's definitely not going to be my favorite, but it's definitely not bad. Like, formula-wise, it's not bad. I do wish I could have built the darker shade up a little bit more because, you know, I want to be able to use it as a liner at least, or like to smudge things out. And I really can't get like a deep smoky look with it. Like, I can do that with her other ones. So that would be like my only gripe about it. But I still really like it. I love the pink packaging. I collect Natasha Denona. I don't think that you'd be disappointed if, you know, you collect her palettes. But if you were like a first time user, would I say like this is the one I would go for? No, I definitely recommend like this one. Even though I understand it's like, some people would be like, this is more unique. It just depends on what you like. So formula wise, I didn't mind it at all. I actually, you know, like I said, I really like the way that my look turned out. It's the pink, guys, okay? The pink sold me. So that's what it is. And I do like the shade from the Star palette. Like, just that sparkle is so, so pretty. So overall, I would say, you know, definitely if you can get it on sale, you know, if we're with this for a B&B sale that's coming up, I'm like, I can't talk. I'm like, but yeah, overall, I'm happy with it. It's definitely a normal, like, Natasha Denona, like, you know, palette. I just hope that next time she definitely puts in, you know, at least the majority of shades that are new in there. Like, I'm not gonna lie, okay, I picked order and then I realized that I had 3 repeat shades. Maybe that's why I was a little salty, like, but overall, I do still really like it. And regardless, I would have gotten it just because I wanted the pink. Okay, I'm ridiculous, I know. But yeah, that is it from me. Let me know if you guys are gonna pick this up. Again, you know, we're kind of in that stage where I'm just like, ew. Like, maybe if you guys want, I can pull out some of my 28 pan palettes and use those, since I have not, and they are probably very dusty. So let me know if you guys want to see that. Please don't forget to subscribe before you leave. I would really appreciate it. Hit that like button. and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for hanging out with me.